Yo, what's going on guys? It's Brtrude. This isn't Elden Ring, we're playing a new game. This is a game that I found on Steam called the Bloodline. It looks like a hell of a lot of fun. I really wanted to play it, so I downloaded it and I'm going to give it a go. We're going to go on a new adventure together. The only thing is, I downloaded this game and then found out that it wasn't supported with the controller on the PC. So, I really wanted to play it, so I'm not going to let that put me off. We're going to jump in and I'm going to learn how to play this game with a mouse and keyboard. It's going to be completely alien to me, but I'm going to have a really fun time regardless. Let's jump in and see what this game's all about. So we've got a pretty simple character creation screen going on initially when you first load into the game. You can put some really funny different colours on your guy, but it's all very simple. It looks very kind of, it's not very 3D. It's kind of got that poly look, but what the hell is that? Oh, I think you need to go and see a chiropractor, my friend. You've got something sticking out your back. I think you need that pushing back in, son, with your pink hair looking all schnazzy. I had a little play around. I like this look with the tiny head, massive chest, massive shoulders, but a tiny head. And anyway, this is what I settled on, the blue man. White hair, a little bit of face paint, it's all good. Once you get into the game properly, you speak to this guy and he tells you, gives you a few little hints and tips in terms of what the controls are, so that was a big help. I then spent a bit of time running around the castle trying to get used to things. You're spawning in this castle and then you speak to a couple of different guys, like this guy here. He wanted me to go and find a magnifying lens for him. He's going to do something with that. I'm not really sure what he wanted it for, but I was just looking at his glasses. They look really cool. Speak to a couple of other guys around the castle. They'll give you a little bit of advice and stuff. This guy tells you about the weapons you can use. And now this boy here, this guy is the absolute don. This is the man you want to speak to. He tells me there's a small bunch of goblins that are set up outside the castle. And I need to go and kill them, so that's going to be my first port of call once I go outside. I found out here that I actually have some clothes on me, so I'm not running around like a big blue naked man. Then there's loads of people you can speak to. You speak to him with a tash, this guy with the bald head and the nice beard. Speak to a few different people. Then I spoke to this guy. Now, this guy had a task for me. He's lost his hat. This guy's lost his hat and he wants me to go and get it. Now I can do that, boys. I can go and get his hat. I can come in useful for something finally. And this is going to be a true test of the new controls as well. Let's give it a go and see how we get on. We do actually have a grappling hook available to us, so I found that his hat was up on this ledge across from me. I've no idea how it got there. How has he got his hat over there? Like, it must have been up top and dropped it off his head and it just fell onto this little ledge here, but either way it doesn't matter because I found it and I've grappled across. And I've only got his hat. Oh, that's my first quest done, guys. I'm on a roll. I'm on an absolute roll. I go and give it to him. He's all happy. He's really chuffed. And you know what he does? He lets me keep it. It would mean the world to me if you would have my hat. Yes, I'll have your hat, my dude. I'll have your hat. I appreciate it. Now let's take a look at it. Let's see how it looks, guys. Let's put that hat on. Oh, look at that. Looking fine. Looking absolutely awesome. Now, let's go and have a look at these goblins. You remember there was a camp of goblins that I set up? Now this is going to be the first encounter with any kind of combat in this game that I've got to deal with. This is a real test, don't forget I've never used a mouse and keyboard for anything playing games wise before. So yeah, I will seem like I'm a little bit crap. I'm not going to beat around the bush. This is going to be a real learning process, but I'm hoping over the course of this game, the more I play, the more you watch, the more we progress. I'm hoping that my mouse and keyboard skills are going to improve and all this is going to get a lot smoother. But I chose my weapon, guys. You've obviously noticed there I'm using the spear. I always go with a great sword. I always go with like a big sword, but I thought I'm going to do something a bit different. So we chose the spear. Having a look at my menu here and I found that I can actually equip a couple of spear skills. So that's something else that I've got to get used to as well. And these actually go on your weapon skills list thing. You get your special skills and they're equipped on the numbers, so it's like, WASD for moving, as you all know, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all that stuff. You can see at the bottom there, 1, 2, they're the special skills that I've learned. So, as I said, I may as well be learning to play the piano. It's so alien to me, but I've got some skills I can use now. I go and speak to this guy and he tells me I've got to go to the steps of Esros, and that's the first main quest that is the main quest that I've got to do, guys. And they also told me that I've got a donkey. I've got a donkey that I can use, guys. So let's take a look at him. He just manifests out of mid-air, and there he is. I've got a donkey. Oh, you know you're onto a winner, guys, when you've got a donkey. And I'm sorry, but I've got to do this. I've got to test if I can... I've just got to do it. I'm sorry, donkey, but I had to test if you take any damage, and he doesn't, so that's all good. I could put that urge to stab my donkey away now, and I've leveled up, so I can improve some of my stats. You can improve your fortitude, your wisdom, or your strength, basically your health, your mana, or your stamina. Initially, I went with the health, and this is another aspect of this game, guys. You get this overworld map thing, so it's like a different way you can travel around. And I was playing around with it. I spawned in here and I've just got a bunch of maniacs sprinting towards me. Oh my god! I don't want anything to do with that. Not right now. No thank you. So we run away. And then I get this chance here to leave the location. Press E. I had to look on the keyboard for about 10 minutes, but I found E and I got myself out of there. Little bit more exploring here, and I come across a little bit of a smaller party of goblins. Another chance to get used to the controls. Let's see how we do. Let's take them on. It's obviously still very early days, guys, but I'm starting to slowly get used to using the WASD keys to move around in conjunction with my mouse, using that to look around and control where I'm aiming with my spear. I'm slowly getting the hang of the general movement. I've still got a lot to learn. You could probably see in that fight as well, I was trying to mix some of my special skills in with the 1 and 2 keys. And then once I killed those goblins, I had a look in the camp here, and there's a couple of boxes that I can loot and get some materials and some consumables and stuff. And around the goblin camp I also found out how you actually mine materials or harvest wood, like I'm doing here, chop down these trees. They've all got this little sparkly effect on them which tells you that they are choppable or mineable or pickable if it's a plant. You know, it's just, that's how you gather materials. So, going back to the overworld map there, I was just experimenting, and again I've got this party. I think I realised at this point that as you're moving around with the overworld map, you get these events that happen, and you could see there was a little red glow coming from this event here. I didn't realise at the time, so I went to it, and it spawned me in at this moment with this group of bandits trying to attack me. So yeah, that is what indicates this event to happen. It kind of shows up on the overworld map, and then it's up to you if you try and avoid it or if you want to take it on for a fight. But I was feeling a bit spicy, guys. I was feeling a little bit spicy, so I thought, I've just killed them goblins. I'm going to take you lot on. But it started off okay, and then it went downhill very, very quickly. I was just not ready for this at all, guys. I'm trying to run away. I don't know what's what. I didn't realise at this point as well that if you press the R button, you do actually get access to your inventory. It's like a little quick screen window that comes up, and that's how you can heal yourself mid-combat if you need to. But I didn't realise that at the time, and it was a very quick death, but it's all a learning experience, so maybe I'll come back to these lot later and get revenge. After a little bit of exploring around on my donkey, I've come across a few more bandits. Now this is a much smaller group, it's just another chance to practice, another chance to get used to my skills, another chance to get used to the old mouse and keyboard, and it's all going pretty well. This was a pretty good fight. I'm taking a few hits. I didn't realise at this point either that you can actually block with your spear. That's something I'll pick up later on, but that's another few people killed. A bit more experience, and what the hell is that? A little green blobby Pokemon type thing. I'd never seen that before in my life, but I encountered it then. So I know there's little green monsters in this game, and I didn't know what it was, but I killed it and it exploded into a big green ball of, big green ball of fumes and poisonous stuff. I don't know. But I found this castle as well on the way to the next quest. This is a little side thing that I found. Had a little mooch about. It's got some goblins, and it looks like there's some treasure and stuff knocking about. So I'm going to have a little explore here before I move on to the main quest. Let's see what's going on here. This little goblin Schmeagle throwing stuff at me as well. Took him out easy peasy. And yeah, around the castle, just as I thought, there's these little ditches you can dig up, and in these you can get these little chests. So there was a few of these knocking about around the castle as well, with some good materials in. It's all good, it's all good exploring, guys. Another chance to level up here. It's all going well. It's going really well. I'm really enjoying the game at this point. I've still got a lot to learn, there's no doubt about it, but it's going good. You may have noticed as well, on the 3 bar, on the 3 key, I learned a new skill. I've got this poisonous, it's like a poisonous throwable thing that I can throw at them and it inflicts a bit of poison. But I got a little notification up in the bottom left of the window there, and it said that there was a large group of goblins attacking this castle. Look at them all rushing towards me. Oh, it's going down, guys. It is going down. So I'm going to focus in now for this one. Let's see how we get on. The poison's doing a bit of work. Right, let's focus. Let's take these lot on. Let's see how we do. And there we go, guys, we absolutely destroyed them. I was really pleased with that fight. That was my first big win against a really big group of goblins like that. I was still a little bit janky at times, you know. There's a sprint button that I can press to sprint, and it's kind of hard to find that sometimes mid-combat, but I did okay. So I've gone into the castle having a little look around, and I got the notification again that the goblins were raiding. So they're basically just trying to hunt me down. I think every few minutes this event just triggers naturally in this area, and you've got to fend off this large group of goblins that come in trying to hunt you down. I think it's a really fun mechanic. It makes it so you can't just loot this castle for free after you've killed the goblins once. You've got to actually be on your toes and either get in and get out and do all your looting and get out of there, or you just take your time, but you've got to be aware that the goblins are going to come back and try and get you. It's just a really fun little mechanic. Keeps you on your toes, and it's all good for me, guys, because it's just more and more practice. Anyway, after I killed the goblins, I found that I had to destroy these little plant things that were around the castle, and they were strangling the tree that was in the castle. There was a little mini quest in there that I had to do, so I did that, and it gave me a bit more XP. Just a nice little side quest on my way to the main Steps of Brtrude quest that I have to do. And I found this graveyard close by, and there's a couple of skeletons in here. Nice bit of enemy variation. I've got these little glowy green skeletons. Now I'm not quite sure what these do. If anyone knows what they actually do, please do let me know in the comments, because I've honestly not got a clue what they do. I thought they were pretty cool, but they're friendly enough. I can't harm them, so they're obviously there for something, but I really don't have a clue, guys. Anyway, we're here. We're here at the main quest. This is the Steps of Brtrude quest. This is the start of it. This is where we go in. It's got a few little goblins to deal with just outside. You can see that I'm trying to block. I'm getting used to blocking, and I'm moving around a bit more fluidly. Things are starting to click very slowly, you know. I'm getting more and more used. It's just a good time, guys. But as we make our way up to these steps, you'll see that there's a bit of mining materials that I can get. I'm not sure what these are going to come in useful for, you know, the materials. I'm sure it's going to come in handy when I want to upgrade weapons, or if I need to build anything. I'm not there yet. I don't really know what I'm going to use this stuff for, but I'm going to harvest as much of it as I can. That's the aim of the game, isn't it? I've got to just keep going and keep harvesting, picking everything up that I can. It's materials, guys. It's just materials, and I can't leave it. If I see a material, I'm going to get it. You're damn right I'm going to get it. Anyway, making my way up these steps, and there's a few enemies to fight along the way, and I'm getting more and more deadly. I'm getting more and more deadly with this spear. You can see there's quite a few enemies knocking about in this castle. I'm just kind of skipping through it all here. You don't need to see the full fight, the full exploration of me just moving around, but nice little shots of me just stabbing some goblins. We're getting closer and closer to our end goal, guys. We're nearly there. We're nearly at the top. You can see I'm getting more used to things. I'm mixing my attacks in. I was finding it really difficult at first to mix in the 1, 2, 3 keys with the WASD keys. It's just hard to it's hard to control your fingers to do everything that you want to do. It's It really is a steep learning curve, guys. Anyone who plays mouse and keyboard is really smooth with doing it. I take my hat off to you, it's really hard. Especially when you've never done it before. I'm so used to using a controller, but I can't lie, I'm having a really good time learning. Like, it's really fun. It's really fun and it's really rewarding, to be honest, as well. Now, I think that was the last of the goblins to clear out before I get to the main goal where I'm heading to at the top of the steps of Esros here. I'm nearly there, little parkour coming up across this little bridge. Nice little skip and a jump here, spacebar, jumps you across. I'm heading up there and I see the target, and I'm just going to take a minute to take in the sights, guys. I've made it to the first main quest point. I've made it up here, so I'm just enjoying the sights. What a view. What a lovely, lovely view. It's just beautiful, guys. It looks so nice, this game. It's got a really nice colourful style to it, and I can't wait to carry on. Anyway, I kneel down up here and I get this big booming voice that talks to me and tells me what I have to do next. Let's take a little listen and see what he has to say, shall we?
The death knell tolls. Yet it is time.
Anyway, guys, we basically had a little chat and he told me the next step in the quest line. He gave me this little prayer thing that I've got to use, and there's a cave underneath me apparently. I've got to go in and destroy this warp stone, so that is what I'm going to do next. The adventure is well and truly going to continue. I hope you've all enjoyed it, and I hope you all come back to carry on and watch some more of our adventures. I'll see you soon.